the meeting. 5:09.
Hi everyone. I'll just start right in. There's not much of a development update. If anything, recently there have been a lot of business closures, which is
Oh, no.
yeah. No, I mean not a lot, but we were just talking about Ronnie's. Ronnie's closed.
Yeah, I seen that online.
Yeah, and then Chuck's closed.
Well, yeah, because they sold it to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I know.
To the town.
Yeah. Which is, I think it's good. I don't know.
Right, right.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Okay.
Maybe they can find another location right here in Auburn, right?
Oh,
I think
I think they're
retired.
retiring.
Oh, they're done?
Yeah.
Yeah, like.
They were
okay.
thinking about opening another location, but I think
Like-
both of the owners are in their 60s, so they were like,
I get it.
It's time to move on.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough to restarts too, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Bentley's is closing. There's going to be a Starbucks there. Unofficially, officially a Starbucks. So that's really it. I bring up those because I guess there were questions the town manager told me the other day that people were asking about small businesses like restaurants and the lack of them in Auburn, and I said I don't know exactly how to entice them to come to town without, because restaurants is a broad category, so you can't entice a small restaurant to come to town without, like, you can't deny chain restaurants
Right.
on the same note, so.
Yeah. It would be interesting to talk to some former, there was a really great, bakery that went out.
Biscottos?
Yeah.
Yep.
She's still in town.
Oh, really?
She actually dropped pastries at our house once after they closed because we went there so often.
Oh.
She knew where we lived.
That's nice.
But I wonder if there's, obviously, the retirements is what it is.
Yeah.
Your family doesn't want to take the restaurant,
Yeah.
no one wants to buy it. But something like that where she wanted to keep the business but couldn't for, I don't know what reasons.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But it'd be interesting to see, but there's not a lot in town.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not sure how to specifically get locally owned and small restaurants.
I think it's a huge challenge in today's climate to open up a new business. I mean, a new restaurant business,
Yeah.
just with the rising cost of materials that they have to acquire, and then labor costs, and
Yeah.
trying to attract labor and so forth. I think it's just really too much to ask for a new restaurant. I mean, I think franchises unfortunately, franchises are probably the only type of restaurant that's more viable, just because you can rely on corporate marketing and everyone recognizes that brand name and so forth. It's just, it's tough.
Yeah. Going off that, I did want to send out a business survey. I don't have a draft one just yet, but I did print out one that was sent out a couple of years ago. I can pass it around. If you guys had anything you wanted to add, don't feel like you have to give suggestions today, but if there are any questions you think would be important to add on there, I think there are a few, but I did want to add questions specifically about regulations and approvals in town and how difficult or not difficult business owners find it to be. Well, that goes around. There are a few zoning articles on this town meeting just for, one's a typo fix, one is just a parking requirement that's being changed, and the last one is about accessory dwelling units, which we had kind of a joint meeting with the zoning bylaw review committee. our committee did not have a quorum there, so it was technically a meeting of both committees, but we did have a discussion that I think went pretty well. They're allowing accessory apartments up to 1,000 square feet, but or 50% of your home's square footage up to 1,000 square feet. So like if you had a 900 square foot home, let's say, it would be smaller. So yeah, that's what's coming up for zoning articles this town meeting, and I think for fall town meeting, we're gonna try to finally edit the regional mall zoning section. So if you guys want to have another joint meeting with the zoning bylaw review committee, we can definitely do that. I think it was helpful last time, and it's helpful to have another viewpoint in there from the economic development committee. So,
Yeah, you could do that.
okay, great.
As the only one of us that went to that one, I don't think anyone else came.
Oh, the new members, Donald.
Donald was there. That's
Yeah.
right. I wasn't sure if he was officially on. I guess he was officially on the committee at that point.
I think
but
so, yeah.
Wasn't sure. It was really helpful hearing their kind of banter about it because it was coming from it was definitely a different perspective. So
Yeah.
it was
They get
useful.
very technical too.
Yeah,
They've
yes.
done the zoning amendments time and time again, but you know, sometimes you need a different perspective.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess at future meetings, at one of our future meetings, we can discuss like what our goals are for that section of the bylaw, and any amendments that we'd like to see. We have some time because it'll be fall town meeting, so that's not until October. So maybe getting a survey out before then on what business owners find difficult and what they find easy and what their experience is may be helpful to influence our decision. I personally don't hear great things about the regulatory process in town, but I don't. Maybe we could take that into consideration, and maybe make it a little bit easier for businesses to come into town. There are some that can't be bypassed, like health department requirements, but zoning ones, if we can change the bylaws to make it a little bit easier, then I think we should go for it.
Absolutely.
Hi.
Wait 1 sec. It's just Where are you? I have to go. 1 second.
Sorry,
I'll text you, okay?
the website updates, they're pretty much the same as last time, but always taking suggestions. I figured I would like close that out if you guys are happy with the website and you think that it's more or easier to navigate than it was before.
Yeah, I think so. Just because I just rewatched the video, I guess. Did you have a chance to ask about like bumping economic development in the top navigational, like in the departments, like seeing if we could get like up there to get like more of the quick links so that like the business certificate isn't like buried next to the dog license.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, I did not, but I can ask. I think, yeah, putting it under services,
Yeah, I think under one of
Oh,
those
maybe
headers or
under businesses, because these aren't, I mean, the licenses are helpful and permits. The chamber is helpful to have there. But yeah, we could add something here
Mm-hmm.
There is, I don't know if this was up on the website last time, there is a button here now
Oh, that's nice.
that brings you right to that page,
Okay.
so.
Oh, that's great. That's helpful.
Much
Yeah.
easier,
Yeah. Okay. That's great.
So if you are coming as a business and you want to go straight to economic development, or even if you don't know what you're looking for and you're like, oh, I'm a business, information for businesses, that's helpful because there's. I have the stuff on here like the property assessment, license applications and fees, the link to the building permit portal. So that was actually a suggestion of the chamber to put a button right on the front page. So yeah. And then I put this with the agenda. This is not a business survey. Sorry. It's a business form to hopefully compile a business directory on the website.
Got it.
I can open it up on here too, just to show you. Like the interactive. Oh, I got signed out. This is the same stuff that's on there. A business name, address, the industry drop-down menu. Oh, it's not dropping down. Okay. There are a bunch of options under there too.
It's because you're in like the edit mode.
Yeah. I think I can preview it. Yeah. I actually got this idea from Grafton's website. They have
Nice.
one, yeah. And then I added this stuff at the bottom. Someone reached out and asked if we would look into some kind of grant program for diverse businesses. I passed that on to the assistant town manager and town manager because they asked about ARPA funds specifically, and I don't know if there is left for ARPA funds. But I thought it would be nice. The Supplier Diversity Office is a Mass state office, and they certify businesses that are diverse owned. So at least that can be like a designation that you have associated with your business, and it will be posted on the website if you do have one of those certifications. So I included that in there. I'm gonna look through here. I think I updated you all last time on the wayfinding signage grant that we got. I'm expecting the last bid in tomorrow, so I will have more of an update next time. But we have locations for all the signs and more information on like what material they'll be. They'll be like vinyl signs. Beyond that, I don't I don't know what else they're made of, but yeah. And then these are seasonal banners that are going to go up in Druid Square on those light posts. I don't know if you saw the ones in the winter. But those are spring, summer, fall. So we'll have one for each season.
Oh, I love it.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's really nice.
Yeah.
And those are nice.
I thought mentioning Drury Square would be cool because they all go in Drury Square. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Those are great. Very fun.
So we're getting the summer ones in before Memorial Day, so they'll be up by then
Nice.
at the kickoff of summer. Um, Thank you. Beyond that, I don't have much of an update. I'm just trying to like brainstorm different things to do to attract businesses, and business retention is also important, but I think a thriving business community is the best way to support other businesses.
Yeah.
'Cause a lot of the businesses that I normally deal with most are in the chamber, and even if they're not, there's a lot of established businesses in town, so retention I think is good right now. So if you guys have any ideas or anything at all, I'm always taking ideas. That's about it on my part. I did have an item on here for the Perry Place 40B. We received a letter that I emailed to you guys, I believe, earlier today. If you have any comments or you are interested in going on this site walk, the site walk is being held on May 7th at 11 a.m. But this had to be sent to the regulatory boards, and I said I would bring it up at this meeting in case you guys had any comments. If you're not familiar with it, it's 152 units at the end of Perry Street being proposed.
Okay.
Some of which would be affordable apartments, because it's a 40B development. So are there any comments?
I didn't open the email.
Oh, okay. That's all right. They chose the developer. They chose to go straight to the state level to get this approved. Because when you have a 40B development, you can do that. You can kind of bypass the local level.
Sure.
They still need to come to ZBA because this type of development needs a special permit from the ZBA. But they are being reviewed at the state level. So, yeah. Do you guys have anything that you want to bring up? I know I went through that quickly, but that's all I have for right now. And then we have minutes to approve finally.
Yeah, I can't think of anything. I think, yeah, just we'll look forward to figure out when we can wrap up the discussion of the regional mall
Yeah.
district.
Oh, speaking of which, the mall is getting a Five Below.
Okay.
So that's a new development right there. The chamber's also hosting their annual expo at the mall this year.
Okay.
So that will be a fun event at the mall, and hopefully grab people that are in the mall shopping to come to the expo and bring people into the mall that are coming specifically to the expo.
What
When will
type of expo is it?
They have their annual community and business expo. Businesses can just bring in a
okay.
table
Oh, okay.
with their services or specials they have going on, whatever it may be. Like the town always has a table, but we just put up flyers of things that we've been working on, and like initiatives and stuff like that.
Right,
So
right.
When is that happening?
May 8th. I believe. There are a couple events in May, so. Yes, it's May 8th at 4 p.m.
What about like, the hotels? Do like any of the hotels have restaurants here? Do they have the capacity?
I don't think any of them have restaurants. I think a few of them have like continental breakfast. I don't know if they have the capacity. I can't say I've ever been in a hotel in Auburn though.
Right. Because some of the other hotels, like they have, you know, the restaurants and
Yeah.
and I feel like Worcester does, but I don't know, do any of these have the restaurants? I don't think so.
No.
No, I don't think so.
Huh.
Yeah.
That'd be a place to put a restaurant,
Yeah.
right?
Just wonder if we just get smothered by Worcester, which itself struggles to retain local restaurants as it is, but just it.
Oh yeah,
it's a
especially
tough
now
part of
where
the state.
Kelly Square, like all that
All
redeveloped.
that
Right.
development.
Yeah, like they've pushed a lot of businesses out.
I think a major thing in Worcester is cost to do business though. And I mean, like you said, cost to do business is rising, but exponentially so in Worcester.
Right.
So I'm not sure if that's a like a deterrent in Auburn or not.
I still say our water is the reason that restaurants can't stay alive in this town. I can barely afford to replace all my appliances as frequently. Oh, everything, the water is so high in minerals.
I've heard that. So I live
First, in some parts of
like
town.
on Jerome, like Ave on that side, so I get my flow stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so, but I've heard on like the website that the town has hard water.
Yeah, very hard water. I think a lot of people have to install filters.
Yeah.
Which would certainly be a barrier to like biotech, for example, or places that are heavy water dependent.
Yeah.
I'm not going to bring a brewery to town if they have to get water from somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
Not that I don't think we're necessarily zoned for that, but definitely the zoning bylaws. But then I think there's some other barriers that are a little more existential.
I think maybe what really hurts is, you know, the dual tax rate. And I hate to say it because I'm a resident and I don't want my tax rate up, you know, but like, you know, all the other communities, they're one tax rate for all of it, commercial, industrial, and residential.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I haven't compared, you know, what the tax rate in Auburn is, you know, to the surrounding towns. Is it comparable or are we a little higher for commercial?
Auburn is higher, and there's the split tax rate for businesses.
Right.
So, I mean, I personally think like the location outweighs the taxes being a little bit higher. But then with the split tax rate, you're like, well, then why wouldn't I go to Millbury or I don't even know where else, Oxford, depending on the business. I'm not sure. But yeah, I do have from the chamber, because they do their tax classification hearing every year, and they advocate for the single tax rate. I do have a map with the surrounding towns' tax rates, and I mean Worcester, there's two because they have a split rate, but we're the only other ones in South Central Massachusetts with the split rate.
Right.
So I can send that to you if you'd like, or
Okay,
just
yeah.
share it at some point.
Yeah, thank you.
They do like a comparison of different businesses. Like they did Market Basket one time. They compared the value of that building and what they would have paid if they came to Auburn, and then you see like now they're in Oxford or they're in Shrewsbury and they're paying hundreds of thousands of dollars less in just taxes each
Yes.
year. So yeah.
And then you offer, I'm sure, like if a new business came in, you know, the tax increment,
Yeah.
finance, they offer that. You know, that's a nice incentive.
They offer that on top of
Right.
having a lower tax rate.
Right.
Yeah. I don't think we've ever had a application for tax increment financing.
No?
No. It was implemented in 2020, so maybe it kind of got lost in the shuffle of like COVID era. But yeah, it was October 26th, 2020. I mean, in the 2.5 years I've been here, there hasn't been an application. I don't think there were any before that. So.
I think it's worth mentioning though, you said, right, that we're working toward a more equitable balance, that
Mhm.
whatever they called in this town of the Board of Selectmen
Board,
voted to,
is it
the select
Board
board
of Selectmen or
Board of
Select Board, yeah.
voted to, right, you said last time, reduce the
Yeah.
business rate to it was 1.12, which was already a reduction to 1, and now it's 1.09 to 1 commercial versus residential, so there's some progress
Yeah.
being made to bring it a little closer.
I know, I feel it in my taxes. I'm like, oh, I see you shifted it a little.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, the goal of a single tax rate is that will encourage more businesses to move into town. And the more businesses there are paying taxes in town will then bring down residential taxes. No.
Not, that would never happen. Unless you withhold your like excess capacity, like, your tax rate is your tax rate, right? Like I can't be like, okay, you have a house, so you're gonna pay less than this business.
Yeah.
You still pay. I set the tax rate in Grafton.
All right.
But at the same time,
And right, I do understand.
what is there to do in
Yes,
town?
yes. Right, I do understand the need.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just in like Kittery, Maine, and there's just one little downtown, and it's so lovely. And there's local restaurants, and there's a local butcher, and there's a local shop for local artisans. I mean,
You don't
not
even
much.
have to leave.
but you can stay close to home. You don't have to drive up into Worcester and find parking. You don't have to,
Right.
like that's what's hard is it's just we just lack
Right.
that feeling. So
Yeah.
it's hard. Not a lot of places to just go walk around in town and hang out.
Well, hopefully we can get Drury Square to that point at some point in the future.
Yeah, weren't they gonna do something like with the park, like behind the library? Like, are
Yeah.
they still doing something with that?
There was a proposal to have like a walking trail behind the library and like go around the pond. I don't know where they're at with that because that was a DPW project and I haven't heard anything about it in a while, so I can ask and see where they're at with that. I know the price to do so was really high. So I don't know if they ended up moving forward with the plans that they had or not,
Right.
but I can double check. Oh, and there was going to be a little bridge over the,
right.
yeah, from the back of the library over to actual Goddard Park, behind the fire station.
And that was all sort of packaged with the planned expansion to the library, right? The sign room they're going to put on to the
Yeah.
library. It's just moving very slowly,
It is.
as everything in this town does.
I think that is definitely moving forward. I just don't know when construction is supposed to start.
Yeah, no, it is. I'm on the library board of trustees
Oh,
now,
okay.
and we've been talking about. I don't know. There isn't a date certain for the start of the sunroom, but they have been doing renovations to the children's room, which was also kind of part
Yeah.
of the strategic plan and vision for updating the library. So there's some progress, but yeah, still a ways to go. I think they're running out of space
Oh, yeah,
for just all the things that they want to use the library for.
yeah.
So,
Now,
hopefully
did
it'll
they
move
get
forward.
do you get funding through the Massachusetts Library Building?
I don't have all the breakdown of it right now. I know a lot of it has come through the Pappas Foundation. And
Okay.
so there's been a lot of contribution from that. And then, yeah, the Board of Trustees is looking into some pools of funds that we apparently have long had access to and haven't used in a while. So not enough to cover the whole sunroom expansion,
Right.
but yeah,
Call the
there's-
town accountant, find out what's
Yeah,
in those trust
exactly.
funds.
Let's shake out those pockets. No. But yeah, no, we're trying to get our feet under us. The trustees have turned over a bit in the last couple of years, so we're trying to get reorganized a little bit to see what we can do. But yeah, there's big plans, big vision for the library, so and surrounding area. So hopefully we can see some progress.
I hope so. It looks sad over there. I mean, compared, like, I go, like, Grafton just did their library over, and I hear, like, Oxford has a beautiful library.
Sturbridge's
and-
library is gorgeous.
Yeah, and then I drive by ours, and it's like, oh, that's us.
The Christmas wreaths are still out in the, the window boxes.
Oh, yeah. I did notice that a couple weeks
Leave them up
ago.
for next year at this point.
Christmas in July. We'll get there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
takes time.
Right.
I think the last thing is just the approval of the minutes, if everyone got a chance to read them. If not, I have a copy.
The ones that I forwarded were not circulated except to you. I only sent the minutes.
Oh, I
to
sent
you. You sent them?
both
Okay.
copies
Got
this
it.
afternoon
Okay.
with the amended agenda. I don't know if it went through
I
the
think
encryption system.
it got stuck in the encryption system. Because I was just looking for the you would reference
Oh, the mass housing.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
mass housing, and I was like, I don't remember seeing that, and now I see that I have a Barracuda
I will make
encrypted message.
a motion to accept October 3rd, 2023 meeting minutes.
Okay.
You can,
No,
Second.
those.
Okay.
and all in,
All in favor. I'm in favor.
Aye. And then I'll make a motion to approve November 14th, 2023 minutes.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye. Passes.
Yay.
And then I'm not rushing you guys, but same thing. I can't make the motion to adjourn. I think
Yeah.
I've been doing that, but
No worries. Motion to adjourn.
Adjourned.